Welcome to ReRooted Raw Live. This is a Ramadan special, Saqib.
Yes.
Ramadan Mubarak to all the brothers and sisters.
Thanks.
And I hope everyone is well. So this is going to be a one-off for Ramadan, inshallah. What we're going to be doing is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're going to be joining you live around 5 p.m. for half an hour. And the objective of the show, Saqib Bhai, is just to do an intensive Q&A, engage with you guys, any Dawah related questions you have, and just share experiences, inshallah, and get to listen to your experiences too. So what I want you guys to do, inshallah, is drop us in the comments. No,
Drop a message.
Drop a message in the comments.
Yes.
If you have a question, a Dawah related question, if you want to share any Dawah experiences with us. The general theme of today, brothers and sisters, is motivation for the Dawah. Right, so we're going to be going, by the way, this is another thing about these lives. We're going to be going through the Go Rap Dawah training, not as a whole training, so it's not a course, but we're going to be touching upon different sections of the Go Rap, inshallah. So today we're starting with motivation. Saqib is looking at himself in the
No, I'm just trying to make sure we're live. Are we live? Yeah.
I don't think we're live because I can't see the restream.
So it's saying waiting for error. Have you clicked? Have you published it? Now it's saying this video is unavailable.
There was a problem with the server 404.
That's
The restream is not a. Why do I have to log in? The restream is on IRA Media, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's on IRA Media.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the link's not working anymore.
It's dead.
The video has been removed by the uploader.
I think it's because. Is it because they hit 10 minutes?
No, we went before the 10 minutes. It's 7:10, 5:10 now.
Who closed the restream window on here?
I don't know.
So where's the login?
What's it?
So yeah, now it's saying missed. It says missed on here, so that means we have to create another one.
Oh, Saqib, man. What are you doing, bro?
So when we
So
don't hit
since
it.
yesterday, bro. Come
We
on,
must
man.
have missed it before because like when I went live, it was live. There was nothing wrong.
Because nothing came up on my laptop. I kept on refreshing, and I was looking at my phone as well, and nothing
And
happened.
the Facebook page is not.
The Facebook will be dead as well now. But when it's Facebook,
Facebook is saying Saqib.
wait, who put it on Green's page?
So are you dealing
Oh,
with the
dear.
restream, Saqib? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the restream. Okay, so I've got here IRA offline.
Good, we're using ReRooted as a test pig.
Yeah, it's a good thing, isn't it?
Tomorrow. If this happened tomorrow, would have been good. That's fine. Was that some sort of
Saying IRA offline at the moment.
Are you on Restream?
Yeah, on Restream. But you're controlling Restream, so you can put it back online. You can do all that. All I got to do is publish on my end.
Okay. So go live.
Yeah, you can just go live, innit? On here it still says offline Facebook, offline.
This is like inviting guests and everything. It'll be from the laptop.
Are you sure?
Wait, there's 25 watching. This is live.
What about this when you press this into live studio?
Tomorrow we live.
We are live, I think.
That's what usually put with the webcam.
Hey guys, we're live.
We are live, yeah.
On what channel? Because I can't see the comments.
It's on. You'll have to go on. You reach.
177 are watching at the moment.
No.
That's a lot of
Well,
people.
we're live, so
Okay,
we're
let's
live.
talk. Let's talk.
Are we live?
Let's talk.
Brothers and sisters, if we're live, please let us know we're live. So
Yeah.
we just know that we're live.
That's
You've
a-
been
are
live
live.
for a while.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. We kept it halal as well. MashaAllah. Well done,
I
man.
think we did, bro.
Yeah,
I think we did. Okay, so if you heard the introduction, brothers and sisters, drop us your comments, inshallah, and we're going to be picking up on your questions and answering your questions. Any Dawah-related questions. Today's topic is, and by the way, I have my phone here, so I can see the questions, and Saqib is going to be looking at the...
Facebook,
Facebook
YouTube, all the
questions,
comments.
inshallah.
Yeah.
Do we have... Shri? Who's Shri? Do we have Shri?
Shri.
I don't know. Someone left a comment. Okay, brothers and sisters, welcome salam to everyone who's joined us or has been watching or is joining us. Saqib, while the questions come in,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us what motivates you and keeps you going in the dawah, bro?
What motivates me and keeps me going in the dawah? Okay. Let's say it's there's so many instances of it in the Quran when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions how the rewards for the dawah in it of itself. There's that primarily. That's one part of it. And the second part would be the greatest man that ever lived, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the trials and tribulations that he had to go through himself. So that's the second half of it, and just the efforts of the dawah to bring about the current ummah that we're living in. So
It's interesting you said trials and tribulations make you keep going in the dawah.
yeah. So
Why is that?
I mean, because you're not going to get instantaneous results. It's going to be it takes a
Yeah,
bit.
but that's the thing that puts a lot of people off. Like from experience, what I've noticed is a lot of people want to originally get involved or to start off with, but when it gets tough, that's when people don't want to continue. So why do trials and tribulations keep you going?
It's about persevering. It's about continuing. And I mean, look, everyone has different contexts of how they give dawah. Well, the people who are involved in it. So you have your street dawah people out in the city centre, and they're just grinding it out, mashallah. Well, you know, how when everything was a bit normal. But then there's other people who give dawah on a more personal level. They give it to their neighbors, their non-Muslim colleagues, you know, the ones that they interact with. So that's another one, and that's like a slow burner, if you want to call it that. It takes a bit of time. You kind of need to chip away at it. So I'll say that's the second angle of it. By the way, it's Q&A with the audience.
Yeah, questions coming. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for you to.
I'm your little filler, yeah.
Yeah, once you've done your filling, we've got questions. So the first question that's coming is, when is the Asr program coming out? This is by Rahil Arshad. Asr program, bro.
How she gets
Surah Al-Asr program. That's what Ustad Asif was.
No, not Surah Al-Asr. It's just Al-Asr program.
Okay.
It's the one. It's for the more advanced du'at out there. I know Ustad Asif is working on it now-ish, and it should be. Definitely ready after Ramadan. I'm not gonna say during Ramadan because that's not happening. But after Ramadan, inshallah. But I thought that was gonna be a closed program, so not too sure about that one. I'm pretty sure it's a closed program.
There's another one. There's another really interesting question. It's quite a deep question for this time of the day, with the fast coming to an end, subhanAllah, by Al-Yaman Zoghul. I think that's how you say it. What is the definition of certainty vis truth? That's a really deep question.
What was the question?
Philosophically loaded question.
Oh my God.
What is the difference between certainty? What is the definition of certainty and certainty versus truth?
Let me kidnap Hamza. Get Hamza on the phone.
What do you guys think in the den?
in the den.
What do you guys think of certainty versus truth? I know Muslim's gonna be ready
Oh, here we go.
to give us a bit of a history lesson.
Go on.
Here we go.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, we'll probably come back to this later on. It's just something that it's probably not a straightforward answer. But look, certainty, the way if I was to give you guys a very sort of simple bread and butter type of definition, or the way I understand it, is when we speak about the truth, it's something that is, it's reality. And when we talk about certainty in a thing, it's a state of knowing about a particular truth. That's one way you can see it. So what I mean by that, for example, if I give a simple example, I know Saqib is sitting in the chair in front of me. Now, we're not going to get into how I know that and how certain I could be of that as far as, from another perspective, but Saqib's saying that that's true. Now, how certain am I of the fact that Saqib is sitting in front of me right now? That's another question, right? So that's how, that's one way we can see the two things, certainty and truth. But anyway, let's move on. That's giving me a bit of a headache.
Do you know what I'm doing right now,
What?
Imran? At the moment, I'm on web WhatsApp and I'm apologizing to people from the Dawah. You know why?
Why?
Because I accidentally went live on all those channels that we're linked to.
No, you didn't.
That's why we had
Subhanallah.
175 viewers at one point. So I just mentioned a few.
203.
Brothers and sisters, please
203.
excuse. Brothers and
Okay.
sisters, please excuse our
Sorry, guy.
yeah. It's just it's
It's
you
a
know,
little hiccup. I'm
there's no
literally-
excuse, but obviously alhamdulillah in the UK right now where it's what almost 5:19 p.m. So it's a
Yeah.
couple hours before the fast opens, and alhamdulillah it's getting to that part of the day where your brain starts to slow down a bit
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
zone out
yeah,
and
definitely.
alhamdulillah.
I
But
think,
anyway,
I think it was that walk, those 6,000 steps. It was
okay,
too much.
that we just came back from a walk as well, alhamdulillah, which was 6,000 steps, as Saqib said. Okay, I'm gonna flick through the questions, bro. Let's see.
All right. Alhamdulillah.
So someone said, do we have to have suhoor? Now these are technical questions, brothers and sisters. I wouldn't say these are directly related to the da'wah.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
if it's like a new Muslim ones, and
Yeah, wait, it may be from, I don't know if it's from New Muslim.
Do the
Yeah.
viewers watching this know about ReRooted Raw?
Yeah, do you,
Which we've plugged that.
let's plug it in. That's
Plug-
a very good point.
yeah, so the question asked by Brother Jamal from the den is...
From
do
the
you-
Dawah den.
From the Dawah den is, do you guys know about ReRooted Raw? We've just launched the show. Now, obviously, this is like a live version of the show, which is like a small thing that we're doing in Ramadan. But have you guys watched the first few episodes? If you let us know if you know about the show itself and what you think of the first couple of episodes, inshallah. And be honest as well, brothers and sisters, because one of the objectives behind the show is to make it a show for you. So if you're not benefiting from it as much as you can be benefiting from it, please do let us know, inshallah.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anyone say they don't like my shiny head and they want me to wear a hat, then I would be more than willing to do that.
Saqib's talking about his head.
Yeah.
Saqib, Facebook, bro. Facebook questions.
No, we're just doing YouTube now.
Oh, we're not doing Facebook.
I just unlinked everything. I made sure, like, okay, just keep it simple. Let's keep it moving. That's what AT says. Keep it simple, keep it moving.
Okay, there's some discussions going on, mashallah, in the comments section, it seems like.
So I hope it's a healthy one.
Have you come across any questions, bro? I may have missed some.
Oh, this is a bunch of questions, to be honest. All right, let me see. Thing is, I don't think you should be in charge of questions considering you have
No,
dyslexia.
I have selective seeing, yeah. So my dyslexia allows me to see certain questions, which I don't know why.
Okay, there's one. When will the new courses be launched? Okay, when will the new courses be launched? I think we should have Sahel on this call. Shall I call in Sahel?
No, just
From
tell
Geordie
them
Shore.
from what
Alright.
you know.
The new courses. So the next course that should be going live is step by step for new Muslims specifically. That should be going, well, it's going through a review process at the moment. So I don't really want to put a date on it, but if I had to say, after Ramadan.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Because there are some brilliant courses that are coming, brothers and sisters. So definitely look out for them. We already have 2 courses out, by the way, if you guys aren't aware of it. So if you go to training.ira.org, we have a brand new Dawah training course recorded by Sheikh Green, which is uploaded, and it has some example role plays built in as well. It's really well done, mashallah. And we also along with this, we have a new Muslim mentorship course, which is already uploaded and is free. So training.ira.org, you guys can start working through those. That being said, someone's asking what sort of questions can we ask on this live. So like we said, brothers and sisters, the objective, it's a Dawah show. We're going to be live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Today, we're just testing out the waters, as you guys have probably figured out from the way we started. But it's going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and it's going to be us trying to engage with you guys. Because it's a live, we want to maximize off that. So we want to really get you guys to send in your questions and that we can answer them. And I still haven't answered your question about what type of questions you should be sending, but the type of questions we want you to send is Dawah related questions, or anything revolving around the Dawah. So it could be anything related to the Dawah, inshallah.
Mickey D in the house says, okay, I can't spell. But then I think we could use your dyslexia as an advantage.
That's fine. I
Could we
can't
jumble the
spell
words?
too well either.
And then, yeah.
Inshallah. So that's why I'm
Fine.
here. So if your
Yeah.
spelling is bad, no problem. My spelling's terrible as well. Send us the question. We'll read it and we will make sense of it and answer it to the best of our ability, inshallah.
Okay, Fasi Nawaz. Okay, is it Dawah related? I'm not too sure. A friend told me that Allahu Akbar, Allah is greater, means Allah is greater. How true is this?
It's as true as true can be, bro.
Greatest,
When we
is
say
it?
Allahu Akbar,
Greater.
the more correct translation is Allah is greater.
Okay,
And one of the ways we can understand this is that Allah is greater than anything you can conceive of. If you whatever your limited mind or brain can conceive of as something that's great, Allah is always greater.
You know, just off that point, it's funny how what the when you Google what the scariest in the world is, a word in the world is, or what's the scariest phrase in the world, that's what comes up.
Allahu Akbar.
Yeah,
Subhanallah.
yeah. So it's just. I
Can
mean,
someone check that, brothers and sisters?
swear it
I
is.
don't believe
Google it.
Saqib's.
Google
If
it.
you can Google what the scariest word in the world is right now, and let us know in the comments. Is it Allahu Akbar?
See what comes up.
We can call the show Allahu Akbar. That's the title of the show.
Yeah,
There you go.
that'd be great.
So we can start to dispel that myth, because anyone that may watch that show afterwards, Allahu Akbar is not a scary word. It's an extremely empowering phrase, if not the most empowering phrase that any human being can ever make.
So how would you explain that to a non-Muslim? Someone, you know, because it's kind of mocked, subhanAllah, online. You'll come across it. People, non-Muslims will say it as a joke.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they'll do it intentionally just
Yeah.
to offend you.
Yeah.
So how would you spin that around? A non-Muslim, just imagine, okay, let me give you a hypothetical
Tell them the
situation.
truth about what Allahu Akbar means.
Okay.
The phrase Allahu Akbar is arguably the greatest phrase any human being could ever proclaim. Because when you say Allahu Akbar, you are acknowledging that Allah is greater. He is the greatest. There's nothing greater than God. Right? And when you do this, see, when you acknowledge something like this, bro, it has other effects on your being. Because as soon as you recognize your creator, Allah is the greatest, and you're proclaiming this truth, and we're talking about truth earlier, with certainty that Allah is indeed greater than anything you can imagine, that should have a transformative effect on your being, bro. Because now you are recognizing and you're remembering, and you're doing dhikr. This is dhikr. You're doing dhikr of, and you're reminding yourself that Allah is great. Allah is the greatest, and therefore I rely upon Him. I turn to Him. He's the one that's taking care of me. You know, I have nothing to worry about.
And for that non-Muslim, what's that one thing that's stopping? Like, what's that one sort of hurdle they have to jump to become Muslim? It's the Shahada, right? Yeah. So Allahu Akbar, you know, the Shahada in it of itself is you're declaring that there's no other God worthy of worship other than Allah.
Yep.
So you could link the two as well.
Yeah, you can, absolutely, bro. But yeah, we need to remove this misconception that people have, man. You know, it's important. I think some people have actually done a search, right?
Yeah.
You're saying.
Look, scariest is Allahu Akbar
SubhanAllah.
according to Google, first link. And then Professor another letter repping it, saying Allahu Akbar, all capitals. Everyone's dropping it in Arabic as well. Alhamdulillah.
SubhanAllah. I'll let you do the reading, bro.
Okay,
you know what's
let me do
happening?
the
I'll be honest. I'm not being lazy. I've got a light that's shining up my glasses, and it's refracting the light that's coming off my phone into my eyes. So it's just giving me a bit of a like a ghosting of the text that I can see on my screen, and plus my dyslexia, it's not going to help, bro.
Okay.
So
Someone saying,
I hope that's good enough reason for you to do.
Lion of the Desert is saying, may Allah unite us all in Jannah. No, it's actually, someone, it's Talala saying, this channel does not get the recognition it deserves. So, Talala, what you could do is share this video. Share it, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you get the word out.
There's a question. Mohad. Sorry?
We'll do a commercial at the end.
We're
You
going to go
ready?
to commercial. Let's go to a commercial, brothers and sisters.
Which one are you going to play? Car Park?
We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, just play it, but I just want to know.
All right, brothers and sisters, we are back. Apologies for there not being any audio. Just bear with us, inshallah. It's the first time we're actually doing this. So inshallah, by the time we get to Friday and Monday, these things will be resolved. We had a bit of an audio issue with the trailer. So what we'll do is probably play the trailer to you again.
We're going to play it right now.
We're going to play it again right now, inshallah.
Right.
Okay, we're going to try once more, brothers and sisters.
So that was the mime version. That was the mime version, which is just like...
All right, so brothers and sisters, it's coming again, inshallah. We're starting now.
You right there, son? Where'd he go?
Oh, there he is.
He's gone again. What do you think he's doing?
Sorry guys, we're good. Just lost the screw. Found it.
Yeah, we know, mate. You tell them.
No, you tell him.
Don't send people mixed messages. Discover how you can speak about Islam with confidence by following IERA's free online step-by-step course. To register, visit training.iera.org now.
All right, brothers and sisters, we are back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that short trailer. And just a quick note, if you guys haven't already watched the ReRooted shows that we've put out already, definitely check those out after you maybe go off the live stream when you get a chance. We're going to go back to the questions.
So I got a question about that trailer.
Go on. Okay.
Did your knees hurt really badly?
Yeah, we had to do that a couple of times.
Was
And you know the concrete in the car park in the hotel is
It's
quite,
like, you know, when
rough,
you used to
man.
fall in the playground and back in school days and you get all those little stones in your knees.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
digging into your little knee.
Khair. It was for a good cause. So you
I wasn't
definitely
complaining. You complained on my behalf.
I didn't complain. I was just pointing something out.
Okay.
Say mashallah.
Mashallah.
Yeah.
Let's go through questions, bro. Inshallah.
Okay. There's a question from Small Steps. I ordered the One Reason books because I didn't know it was for non-Muslims, but I found a non-Muslim to give it them to. He's interested in Islam. Hopefully he reads.
Mashallah.
Okay, so mashallah, it's just
Excellent.
so actually all those Muslims out there who just ordered materials for themselves, and it's probably collecting dust on their shelves. Can you hand it over to a non-Muslim, please? I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, it's quite a negative way of looking at things, Saqib.
Yeah,
But brothers and sisters, definitely do what the brothers and sisters done, which is order our materials. They're free to order. All you have to do is pay for the shipping and just give them out, especially in Ramadan. It's a brilliant time to, and it's subtle dawah and it's easy. It doesn't take much effort. All you have to just post maybe some booklets, send them to the post office, get them posted to people's houses. And it's a really powerful way of just getting the message of Islam to people, inshallah. That being said, there was another question or a point someone made I just wanted to quickly address. Someone said something that, science is silly or stupid and, we shouldn't, trying to find it again. I don't know if you can find it for me, Saqib. Let me see if I can find the exact.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, the science one, yeah?
Yeah.
It was.
Just so I don't misquote the brother or sister, inshallah.
He's saying science is stupid, pretty much. Science is the stupid phenomenon. Islam is beyond the science. By Muhammad Amir.
Yeah, so look, brothers and sisters, one thing I would say in regards to this is Islam is definitely above and beyond everything. But we shouldn't refer to, science is a beautiful method and it's a gift from Allah. We should just see it in the right way, right? Just because unfortunately today in the 21st century, you have the atheists and all of these types of people, promoting science and doing the science. And unfortunately, it's sad that Muslims aren't engaging in the science. It doesn't mean they own science and therefore science becomes something silly as well, just because, a lot of atheists are doing the science these days. Science, we should see as Muslims, is a gift from Allah. It's a beautiful method. A method that can only exist when us human beings exist, because to do science you have to reason, right? You have to observe things. You need senses. These are gifts that Allah has given us, and therefore science is a beautiful tool, a method that Allah has given us to be able to understand the world that He created, to observe the world that He created, to see His signs. You know, through science is an opportunity for us to engage with the signs of Allah, right? So just because the atheists are doing a lot of the science and they like to do the science via, just through this atheistic lens, it doesn't mean science is bad. It's just they're not doing it in the right way. So, or utilizing the method in the best way possible. So Muslims should engage in science. We should have more scientists, biologists, physicists, like Saqib, mashallah, did you do sciences?
I did science.
All right, brothers and sisters, so engage in the sciences, brothers. It's very important, inshallah. Yeah. So don't see it as something bad or evil. It's something beautiful.
I actually got a double A, 2 A's in GCSEs.
Science.
Yeah,
that's why I asked you, because I remember you
It's
boasting,
double A.
you boasting about it at some point.
Oh,
A
isn't it?
few months ago.
You're the one who's bragging on my behalf now. Like I was.
No, I was just calling you out just to see if you
Oh,
actually.
call me out.
But you admitted it. You didn't do science. You did science. So it's different, apparently. Okay. Any other questions? Let's see. Science. Science. Look, it says science. Gimma or Gem. Sorry, Gemma. Gimma.
What?
See, this is what happens to me, bro. Dyslexia and fasting together.
Which one?
I said Gimma. Gimma.
Gimma, yeah, Gimma. Science is the study of Allah's
Is it
creation. Gimma, yeah. It's just,
Wait, I need to figure this out now.
gee. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I read it right. Yeah.
yeah, I think
So
you did.
Mohsin laughed. He gave me a bit of a complex, man.
It's just the way you.
Okay, so science is a study of Allah's creation. It increases iman. Absolutely. Yeah. So this is exactly the point, bro. This is how we should see science. Yeah. It's a study of Allah's creation, and the fact that we can do science, the method itself, it should just leave us in awe of Allah. Because for us to do science, you have to be able to look. If you want to do science with this, bro, but brothers and sisters, if you want to study this, yeah, you have to be able to do what, Saqib, first.
What do you mean?
So if you want to study this, yeah,
Study this.
imagine
yeah.
you're a scientist.
Okay,
You're wearing
yeah,
a lab
yeah.
coat.
Okay, yeah, lab coat.
I say, bro, study this for me. My auntie brought this for me as a gift.
Okay.
She's
me to
gone back to
analyze the
Pakistan.
materials?
I want you to tell me everything. I want you to study the
Was
scientific.
she trying to blag it that it was made out of emeralds or something?
She
Yeah.
told me this is made out of a rare
Okay.
stone that comes from a certain region of Pakistan,
Okay.
thousands of miles under the ground, bro.
Okay,
It's like
okay.
Himalayan pink salt. It just
Okay.
comes from that. It's a similar type of salt
Okay.
crystal.
Subhanallah.
So
Allahu Akbar.
for you to do the science, study this scientifically.
Yeah.
What do you have to do first? First thing, bro.
Well, I need to know my basics, but I'm the scientist. Yes, I'll have to take it to a lab. I'll put it underneath a microscope.
So okay, once
really
you got it
test
under a microscope, I don't know how you're gonna get this thing under a microscope.
So you get some big microscopes, yeah.
Okay, so once you got it under the microscope, what do you have to do first?
I'll analyze it. I'll
So
check.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing, Mohsin? Mr. Mastan, what are we doing here, bro?
We are observing, bro.
Okay, to observe this, what do we have to use?
We have to use our senses,
And which senses in particular?
the eyes.
Exactly. So we need our eyes to start with to do science, right? We need eyes, yeah? And then we need hands to be able to grab the thing and stick it under a microscope, right? And then once you've done the observations, what do you need to do next? Who can tell me? What's the next step? Let's see if the brothers and sisters at home can figure this out. Once you've observed this thing, to do the science, what's the next thing you have to do once you've done the observations? Yeah, so when you're doing induction, what are you doing? So what are you using when you're thinking? Your brain. So what is that particular activity of the brain that we're doing? Engaging. Where it starts with R.
Researching.
No. No, we're reasoning.
Reasoning. Okay.
Yeah, we're reasoning upon our data,
Okay.
right? So straight away to do the science, brothers and sisters, we need our senses, our sense organs, and our rational faculties.
Okay.
Without these two things, you don't even have science. Now, how do you make sense of these amazing faculties that we have? Our eyes, our hands, our ability to hear, our ability to reason to the truth. Because you have to assume you can reason to truth. Because you wanna assume the conclusions you come to are true. Otherwise, you can't really do the science. So just the fact that we can do science is a miracle. SubhanAllah.
But just don't hang your coat on it.
Yeah, just don't act like,
It's the end all be all.
Yeah, it's not even that. And even that, most scientists will tell you, science isn't the be all and end all of knowledge, bro. It just tells you knowledge about physical things.
Quite a lot of scientists out there, like the top ones, they're deists anyway. They believe in the concept
Yeah,
of God.
yeah, of course. But look, the reality is we live in a secular age, right? Where therefore, in these times, atheism is quite popular. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, A lot of atheists are just jumping to the science and doing the science, which isn't a problem. Everyone should engage in the sciences. But unfortunately, Muslims are not doing the science, engaging in the sciences, because we think science is something bad, or science is something that keeps us away from Islam, or could affect our deen, etc. No, it doesn't. It's a gift of Allah. What does Allah say in the Quran, bro? Yeah, there's a beautiful ayah in the Quran where Allah says, and we brought you out of your mother's wombs not knowing anything. Yeah, and then Allah says, and we gave you hearing and sight and af'idata, minds, intellects, so that you may be grateful. SubhanAllah, what are the two things we just spoke about now? Our senses and our reasoning, rational faculties. What are the two things Allah mentions in this ayah?
The same.
Hearing and sight and minds, our senses and our minds. Why? So that we can be grateful. So we can extrapolate from this, bro, that engaging in the sciences is an opportunity for us to give thanks to Allah and be grateful towards Allah. Because we appreciate, just the fact that we have this method that we can engage in, that we can study His world, see His signs, etc. But anyway, I think we've ranted about that too much, inshallah. Let's go on to another question.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think this is because you're on. Prince Malik
Ooh,
one.
this one's a good one.
Was Prince Malik one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The same one.
How would you differentiate between Sapiens Institute and IRA? Are the objectives different for both organizations?
Yes. Although I'm a prime
Please
example
elaborate.
of just mixing and fudging both of them
Yeah,
together.
that's why
right
you're
now.
here. People getting confused.
Yes, no. So look, the objectives are very clear, brothers and sisters. IERA is now focusing clearly and primarily on two predominant things from a Dawah perspective. Number one is to
Grassroots Dawah.
to bring people to Islam, right? Is to share the message of Islam with them, show them why Islam is the truth, and bring them into the fold of Islam by the leave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second primary objective that we're focusing on is new Muslim support. Is once they've come through the door and they've accepted Islam, that we take care of them and we ensure that they become strong Muslims, that grow and become, role models for others, and they themselves become involved in the da'wah eventually, inshallah. So that's the objective of IERA in a nutshell. Sapiens, now Hamza may kill me if I don't get this right, but the primary objective for Sapiens is to motivate, to inspire, to educate Muslims on an intellectual level to be able to intellectually defend Islam, right? Not only to train them to that level, but to get them to appreciate the strong intellectual foundations of Islam, to develop Muslims. This is one of the things Hamza was really focusing on, is to develop Muslims, to make the next batch of leaders in the world from a Dawah perspective. As to have Muslims that reach a certain level where they become role models for other Muslims, inshallah. And this is the primary focus of Sapiens. I don't know if you want to add anything else, if I've missed anything else.
Do you know what Sapiens means?
No, so Hamza did explain this. Right now, it's not, my brain's not.
SubhanAllah.
It's not the Homo sapiens type of.
No, it's not. Homo
It's
sapiens.
the other meaning of the word sapiens.
It's wisdom,
Okay.
insight, great intelligence or knowledge.
What script are you reading of that?
I'm just on the about page of the
Okay,
Sapiens
that's
site.
good. So stop acting like you're
The
saying
name
your
is
passion
inspired by the
from your
following
heart.
Quranic verse.
Mashallah. But yeah, brothers and sisters, so look, here's the beautiful thing, right? Between IRA and Sapiens, here's how I see it. It's like a good biryani, right? You got the rice and you got the meat, and the proportion is perfect, right? So I'm not going to say which one's the rice or the meat, because generally in the biryani, the rice is seen as something lesser and the meat is seen as something that's more important. That's why when you go to some Pakistani weddings sometimes, or Indian weddings for that matter, you'll be digging for the meat, right? Because that's what's valued, right? And the rice is something just extra. And sometimes you get biryanis that just have so much rice, right? And there's so little meat. And the meat that's in there is just bone and there's hardly any meat.
Are we using Dr. Mustafa Khattab analogies now, yeah?
No, this is a fast-induced analogy.
Yeah,
which is
okay.
from the depths of my, I don't know where. But anyway, but the point is that it's IRA and Sapiens, although they're two separate entities and have clear focuses, work hand in hand. So IRA focuses on the grassroots stuff, the foundations, the basics, and Sapiens is focusing on the advanced stuff.
Yeah,
the intellectual stuff, the advanced training. So
doesn't mean we're dumb.
yeah, no, exactly. And for you guys, it's brilliant because you get best of both worlds. You can do the foundational stuff, the Dawah training courses, get your foundation strong, and then move on to Sapiens and get all of the advanced stuff. And if you want to progress from that perspective, inshallah.
I mean, it's about what works for you.
Someone said dal is better than biryani.
I know, yeah. I was just about to block this person.
No, look, there's.
I'm blocking him. I said Khalif, sorry.
No, hold on.
What?
I think there's some wisdom behind this, bro. There's some deep wisdom behind dal being better than biryani. I'll give you some things that have come to mind right now. Yeah, dal is consistent throughout, right? Meaning, when you have dal on a plate,
Okay.
when you look at the plate from your side, someone's laughing without me even giving my explanation. Come on, Mohsin, give me a chance. It's going to be the same on your side of the plate as it is on the other side of the plate. Whereas a biryani, you may have more meat on one side of the plate and less meat on the other side of the plate.
Yeah.
So it's consistency. Dal is consistent, whereas biryani is not.
Consistently not great.
Dal is healthier for you, bro.
Consistently not very tasty.
Well, it depends how you make it. I know Mohsin loves... Mohsin, tell us
I'm
about dal. Defend your dal.
I'm sorry, bro. I do love dal, but biryani always wins, bro. I'm sorry.
All right.
There we go. 2 versus 1.
No, I know,
All right.
but look, dal is vegetarian, is healthy. Yeah, I'm not saying generally that, you know...
Mr. Hug, you have the nicest bald head. Jazakallah, thank you very much. I see you need to see Jamal's bald head as well here,
Jamal
mashallah.
give him a run for his money,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah, you can't see him next time, inshallah. We're going to have Jamal here. There was another question about ReRooted. Are we going to be back, or like how often are we running? Well, what's happening, man? Well, what's up with this inconsistency?
Look, I'm in a very honest mode right now, yeah, so I'll be honest.
Okay.
We really believe in the product. Sorry. We really believe in the new show. I think it's going to be something that's going to be really beneficial. It's going to be more Dawah focused. I don't want people to think it's a continuation of ReRooted Season 1. ReRooted Season 1 was a show in and of itself. It was phenomenal. It was brilliant. What Musa did was amazing. Yeah, we're not looking to continue it or better it. This is a new show. It's a different show. Yeah, sure, we have a similar name to it, but it's a completely different show. We're trying to be more consistent with it. The idea, inshallah, is after Ramadan, we're going to do one every fortnight, every 2 weeks. But one thing we wanted to do during Ramadan was, because we had the setup already, was to just go live and engage with you guys and make it more of a Q&A as opposed to just a more of a sort of structured show. After Ramadan, depending on how the lives go, we may just think, okay, lives work better, and we may just carry the show on as lives once a week, inshallah, or once every 2 weeks. But right now, we're going to focus on the Ramadan, the Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and try to engage with you guys, regularly over these 3 days, and we'll see how it goes, inshallah, from there.
It's a good question. All right. Evolution is a stupid theory. Inshallah, one day I will prove
You
it.
guys, mashallah, is
That's Muhammad Amir, the soldier.
Is it the fast, or is it just...
I don't know. Everyone's
quite blunt.
I don't know, but you never know.
know.
Some people, we're quite international, so
Yeah.
they may have already broken their fast.
Look, to be honest, brothers and sisters, if we understand the truth in regards to the theory of evolution or any other scientific theory, we shouldn't feel compelled to, use words like stupid, this, that, and the other. It's a theory. It's the best theory they have from a quote unquote scientific perspective within the realm of science. It doesn't mean it's true. It's a theory. There are many other competing theories, right? I think Subur mentioned there's like 5 other key competing theories that have as strong evidence as this particular Darwinian mechanism theory has, but they are not seen as compelling for whatever reason. We've got to also remember that the theory of Darwinian mechanism, or theory of evolution as it stands, it has a social political dimension to it as well. It's not just science anymore, right? That being said, like Subur always says, when you are doing the science, that's fine. If they're saying it's their best theory, use it, work with it, whatever the case is. It doesn't mean it's true. Science doesn't deal with absolute truths, and it's fine. There's no conflict. Islamically, from an orthodox perspective, we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything, and He created Adam with His own hands. What we believe, typically, if you like, from an orthodox perspective, is that human beings didn't evolve from any other creatures or other lower life forms or other animals. When it comes to other animals and other life forms, Allah knows best. Maybe they evolved, maybe they didn't. We don't know. If the Quran and the Sunnah are silent on this matter, then we could go with what the science is saying, which is that they evolved. But saying that, there's some really interesting counter evidence as well. I think there's a book called Darwinian's Doubt, where they show that it's called the Cambrian explosion. I don't know how valid it is still, if it's disproven, whatever the case is, but there's a few sites on the planet where it's a bottom up view of the whole evolution. So what they're showing is when they look through the strata of rock, is that more complex life forms emerge earlier, and then they get simpler from there. It's very interesting because the evolutionary explanation is that it starts with simple life forms and then it gets more complex.
Complete opposite.
Complete opposite.
So it's like flat earthers.
Yeah, and it's in the fossil record. It's in the strata. You can see it. So there's a lot going on there, man. What's really interesting, bro, I need to share this with you guys. I was watching this this program the other day. You know, in the 18th century, bro, you know Easter Island?
Yeah, I've heard
You guys have Easter Island?
Yeah.
Most people know Easter Island, yeah. Easter Island, Easter Island. This will make you know what I'm talking about. There's pictures. If you've seen pictures of these massive stone heads on the ground in grass on an island, that's Easter Island. These huge stone features of a head. We don't know if it goes on under the ground any further or not. But the point is, on Easter Island in the 18th century, there was a explorer that went to Easter Island and he landed there in the 18th century. I don't remember his name. It's not coming to my head right now. And he went with his crew, a group of a few people. And it was really interesting, bro. At that time, there was two, what's the right word? Two groups of people. Or what was it? Not human, but what's it called when you have, what's the word Muslim I'm looking for? There was two separate, not civilizations. I was thinking, it's not civilizations.
No, you know
about
species?
Species. There was two different species of humans.
And
he recorded this in his diary, bro, by the way. Meaning there was one which was like normal humans, but there was another group of people which were like on average 12 feet tall. I think it was, he wrote it as 9 cubits or something, yeah? And it was funny because he said in his diary that the tallest amongst us, that were people that were on his ship, would pass under the legs without any problem.
Really?
These other species. And they were living there, right? Huge people, 12 feet tall. This is the 18th century. Easter Island is recorded. It's in the British Library, by the way, brothers and sisters. There's the reference to this explorer, although I don't remember his name, is in the British Library. And it's there in his diary. You can go and read it. It's in his accounts. And what's really interesting, the reason I make this point, I don't know why I got to this point, but is, sometimes we hear, about, there's narrations of Adam being a certain height, and the previous people being certain height, tall, certain cubits. And we think this is, we try to explain this away scientifically or try to give an alternative explanation to these narrations.
These fake pictures of
skeletons. I mean, we don't need to, even 18th century, there's evidence of people that were 12 feet tall, right? Now, if you go back thousands of years, it's very possible that there were certain groups of people that were just taller and bigger at that time, right? But yeah, anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that and how that linked to the point, but hopefully you guys picked up on it. Anyway.
Thank you, Sabura Ahmed. That was,
I don't know why
that was really insightful.
No, but I think the general point I want to get across here, I think we can take from this, is that although we've mentioned science as a great thing and this is an amazing tool and something that we can appreciate, don't let the atheists fool you, right, into thinking that, you have to see the world through a scientific lens. Everything has to be explained empirically. Everything has to have a certain level or type of evidence to it. No, it doesn't. Right? There's always counter evidence. There's always other things that come up, right? And just like the example I gave you of Easter Island and stuff like this. So, just relax. Don't let it shake your iman. What Allah has given us is the absolute truth from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's unchanging. It's never going to change. Scientific knowledge is fluent. It fluctuates. It's just the nature of science. It will change. It has changed throughout history. So don't be surprised if it changes again. So don't let science scare you. And knock you for a 6 as far as your deen is concerned, inshallah.
Okay.
Questions?
Okay, this Jasri Belge, I think he's been on our live appeals. Yeah, isn't it? MashaAllah. Anyway, yeah, I'm Belgian. He's asked a few questions. I've just we were discussing a few other things, but he initially mentioned, is it going to be filming in French, or are we going to have anything in French, or what are we doing in French? No. Yeah, just
first we have to learn French.
Yeah, well,
I got an F in French in high school.
I didn't do French.
I failed.
Oh my god. But anyway, F for French, yeah. But anyway, he's just asking what we're doing in France or French in generally. So we are gonna have the Dawah training in French, inshallah. It's just in
Brother
Hood.
Yeah.
So so he's gonna be doing that. It's just in the process of translating it and everything. So that'll be coming soon, inshallah. Somebody else asked about India. We do have like volunteers in India doing dawah there. But if you are interested in getting involved, then just email volunteer@ira.org. And generally, if you want to get involved in a dawah, for the English speakers out there, just go on training.ira.org. You'll do all the dawah training there, and then once you've enrolled, you could be a part of the process, and you could do online dawah. And the next step of that would be getting involved in new Muslim support also, inshallah. So
yeah, brothers and sisters, and just to sort of anyone that's joining late, we're going to be doing these lives. So this is ReRooted Live. ReRooted Show is what we were doing before Ramadan and what we'll continue after Ramadan. This is ReRooted Live. These will be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Generally, the time will be 5 p.m. to about 5:30, 5:40. We may go on if there's a lot of questions coming through and stuff like this. We'll just play it by ear.
Yeah.
Sometimes we may do it about 4 p.m., but we'll put out the we'll make
be
the
a
link
bit more
before.
regular, inshallah.
Inshallah, yeah. So
There's one mean person in here, man. Call you Yasser Bhai. Why are you so grumpy for? Is the fast getting to you? I'm not gonna read this question.
Okay.
It's a bit mean.
Are they attacking you?
Mean.
Someone-
Not me, you.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Shall I read it out? Because
Read
yours
it. Why not? Yeah, read it, man.
Nah, leave it.
But look, there's a question here. Why do you say to those people that say liberalism is more of a threat to the Muslim world than Christianity? By threat, I mean in terms of being an attractive position, influencing Muslims. Okay, this is a good question. The way I see it, brothers and sisters, is I think the biggest threat to the Muslims is ourselves. And what I mean by that is we have let go of our own tradition. We don't value what we have. We don't study it. We don't understand it. Because if we were to really understand Islam and the foundations of Islam and you know what makes Islam so strong and profound, no system or no view or no other ideology would affect us or impact us the way these ideologies do, unfortunately. But to be specific, I don't think Christianity, bro, is a threat. We shouldn't see it as a threat. Christianity and Islam have come side by side throughout history, especially over the past 1400 years, you know, and there's been positive times and negative times, you know, good and bad. So I don't think you can see Christianity as a threat. I don't think when it comes to liberalism, it's appealing. It's really appealing to especially the youth, yeah, younger people. The idea of being liberated, the idea of being free.
Supposedly free, yeah.
Yeah, free. Do whatever you want. Look, enjoy yourself, you know, and it ties in with other sort of ideologies like hedonism comes and plays a little hand in there as well. But the problem is, bro, it's only appealing to the youth, the youngsters, when you can go out and about and do your thing. You know, what is liberalism going to mean to a 80-year-old man, bro? Because what does it promote? The individual. Yeah, it promotes the value of the individual. It deifies the individual. You become your own God. You choose to do whatever you want to do. You live the way you want to live. The society is already promoting this, bro. And what this leads to is a lack of community. You know, you don't care about people. It's not about others. It's about yourself. Now, that may work when you're young, when you can go and you have the strength and the energy to do what you want. But when you're 70, 80, 90 years old, bro, you're going to be a lonely old person who no one's going to care about. And then you're going to hate the idea of liberalism. You know, then you're going to really value and appreciate and wish for, other ideologies that may promote, the spirit of community and family ties and relations and all of these types of things.
I say another part of it is just not knowing your basics.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
And like, you know, just knowing, like, focusing on your aqidah, and it's basic fiqh on knowing how to practice Islam as well. That's something else that we need to do as well as Muslims. Also, talking about fiqh, we're getting a lot of fiqh questions here. This isn't a place for that. I mean, you should, like, really, if you, and just to go off top of that, it's just like, if you have a lot of fiqh questions, just visit your local imam, see what your local imam is saying. Utilize him, utilize the imam within your community. Don't always resort to online. This is more about the dawah. So just little online rant.
Dawah questions, brothers and sisters. If you have any other dawah questions, dawah related questions, please do send them in. What we'll do is we'll probably go on for another 10 minutes and then we'll call it a day for today, inshallah. But mashallah, you know, let us also know, brothers and sisters, as we're wrapping up, if you don't have questions, whether you like this format. Excusing the way we've probably come across at points today. But if you like this format of live where you can send your questions in, because we can really explore this further. We can even do something where we can get people to come in, join the live, and
Yeah, I
talk live
think
with us and
think
stuff.
it'll be nice. It'd be nice to bring in some of the guys. We need to work out the logistically how we're gonna do it. How we're gonna pin comments on there and everything. But
Yeah,
inshallah. Yeah, I mean, we keep on getting that consistent question of when are these lives going to happen, when they're going to happen. So
yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays,
But what
around
time?
5:30 p.m. Inshallah.
and what time?
And
Which
Muslim,
UK time? Yeah?
Saki will be scheduling it 5:30 p.m. British Standard Time, inshallah. Saki will be scheduling it. So if you look on the IRA channel,
Summertime, is it?
summertime. If you subscribe, if you haven't already, click the notification bell. This will make it much easier. So whenever we do put up a live,
Let's do that.
you love the fact that I said subscribe and click the notification bell.
Brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah, and just if you do that, each time we schedule a live stream, you'll be notified and you can click on the notification. And as soon as we go live, you'll be notified, inshallah. So you don't have to go searching for it.
Yeah, I'm going to put something on timeout. They keep on spamming. Spontaneous theory, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a question for Sapiens. So they could deal with that. Put user in timeout. Bye-bye. Okay, who else? Iris established in many countries. Perhaps they can ship from there. Okay, someone was asking about international shipping for the materials.
Best thing is to print it. You can download the PDFs and print it locally, inshallah.
Yeah.
That'll be the cheapest way.
Number one, are you getting it for yourself? If that is the case, go on training.ira.org. You got all the PDFs there. Number two, if it's actually for a non-Muslim that you want to give it to, then email distribution@ira.org. He'll get back to you, inshallah. Keep him busy.
Yep, inshallah. Any other questions? Let's take two more, Skibby.
Okay, how do you guys give dawah to Muslims? Okay, that's not so.
Yes,
Our focus
let's look
is
for
giving
something nice. Not
dawah
nice, I mean
to
something new.
non-Muslims rather than Muslims. That's more tablighi jamaat.
But one thing I would say on that is it's the same method. The Go Rap would work with Muslims as well as non-Muslims, inshallah.
Yeah, I mean, what for non-practicing Muslims?
Yeah, the only thing you won't do is probably the G. So you go straight to O.
No, I mean for a non-practicing Muslim is literally one who just doesn't practice. They believe in everything. They just don't practice the faith.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't practice because their belief is lacking.
Nah, then that's lapsed. That's different. I think that's different.
Yeah,
I
but
think
in many cases, look, if someone really understands who Allah is and His oneness and the fact that why Allah created him, which is all in the Go Rap, then I don't see why you wouldn't want to worship Allah. It only happens when you don't see your heart is where your concerns are, bro. As Imam Al-Ghazali said, your heart is where your concerns are. If your concern isn't the deen and the importance of the deen, your heart won't be there. That's where you will focus on many other things and lapse. But as you get closer to Allah, and this is why they say knowledge is so important. The more you learn about Allah, the more because remember, in Islam, knowledge isn't abstract, bro. It's not just, okay, I've learned about Allah, I've learned Tawheed, I've done Aqidah course, 101.
yeah, like all checklists
Now
and stuff.
I'm going back to, doing whatever and living the way I was living. In Islam, it's about, okay, you've learned this, now apply this. There's a profound quote, bro.
That's wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And Imam Ghazali, he makes this amazing quote, bro. I'm just trying to remember it now. He said, knowledge is the imam whose follower is application. It's so deep when you think about it.
Sorry, I was blocking
So
someone.
knowledge, he said, knowledge is the imam
Okay,
knowledge is the imam whose follower is application.
okay, subhanAllah.
So what he's saying is that, you just have to implement when you learn.
You need to apply it.
You have to apply it. Yeah, you have to apply it. So going back to the point, I think if really, and this is why I think the Go Rap will work for some Muslims as well. May not be for all of them, but that if they're lapsing and they're not really practicing, is that they may just need a refresher, a brushing up on the foundations. Yeah. Why are you smiling?
No, that's the same person keeps asking fake questions, man. Khair. Okay, well, Jamal, what time do you need a chip? 6:30, yeah?
If you guys want to go on, we can go on for another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's up to you guys. How do you feel?
I'm going to do 15, but let's max it out at that.
All right, 10.
Okay.
We don't want to tire the viewers.
Okay, 10 inshallah. So brothers and sisters, we're going to be wrapping up today at 6:10 inshallah. 6:10, 6:10. Sorry, 6:10. That shows how deprived my
60 hours and 10
brain is
minutes
right now, subhanAllah.
past.
Yeah, 6:10 inshallah.
Okay.
6:10 hours counting.
There's a lot of comments flooding through, but I'm just trying to sift through it and find the good ones. I think the next time, yeah, there's some funky ones there as well. I think so.
Just ignore all of the.
No, I'm not gonna read that one. I think next time when we do it, we're gonna have comments set up on your end, and you guys could pin it, And yeah, we will sort it out next time, inshallah. Well, we need to get ready for tomorrow. But then we could pen it and just have it ready on the screen, and then we could just read it off the screen every time, and then we could go through it like that,
So
inshallah.
Tech Geek is saying he's saying, mashallah, amazing setup and management of the live stream. Mashallah, Jazakallah khair, Mohsin and Jamal. You guys are
Jazakallah.
holding it together.
Someone's giving you a big compliment, but I'm gonna put them in timeout because
How to deal? Okay, here's a good one. How to deal with doubts that come with learning science in college? This is a very good question. Yeah, I'm gonna answer this, but not only from a science perspective. Any knowledge, whenever you study at any institution, brothers and sisters, any sort of modern institution. Firstly, I think it's important for Muslims to study and go university, although universities may not be the best places to learn these days. That's another discussion in and of itself. But Muslims should be people that learn and study. But one thing to keep in mind is, this is something I took, I don't know if it's correct to mention it in this live, so I won't mention it, but I took this off someone that I really look up to and respect and consider as one of the greatest scholars of the Quran over the past couple of, maybe the past century or so. Phenomenal individual. He gave this amazing tip. He said, whenever you're studying, well, he didn't give it in this context, but I put it in this context, and I think it applies. Whenever you're studying or learning any knowledge, never forget to remember Allah. Doing dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for example, practically, what does this mean? Say you're studying science, and say you're studying biology, and say you're studying the cell, of a human cell, and you're looking at all the mechanisms and machineries within a cell. Don't forget to remember Allah. When you see all of those amazing things on a cellular level, remember Allah, do dhikr of Allah. Remember that Allah is the creator that made this machinery, that put this cell together. Because if you don't do this, bro, what's going to happen? That gap is going to be filled with a naturalistic explanation that comes from an atheist type of mindset. Yeah, and you don't want that to happen, because that's what's happening in educational institutions. We're seeing these amazing signs of Allah right in front of us, but the explanation that's been given to them is a naturalistic explanation. A godless explanation. Why should we accept that? And when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense. Do dhikr of Allah, and the dalil for this, the evidence for this, brothers and sisters, is found in the 3rd chapter of the Quran, I believe, in verses 190 and 191. Amazing verses, but Allah says, indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of the night and day, in it are signs for those of understanding. Now, the word used here, bro, is Allah says ulil albab, people of lub. Okay, lub means refers to people of understanding, people of intelligence, people of insight. All of these meanings are captured within this word. Now, Allah further elaborates on who these people are, and here's where we need to pay attention, brothers and sisters. Allah says, those who remember Allah sitting, standing, and lying down. So the people of lub are people who remember Allah, do dhikr of Allah, sitting, standing, and lying down, and they reflect deeply over the creation of the heavens and the earth. So they're doing two things. They're pondering, they're using their minds, they're reflecting over Allah's creation. Maybe what we can call science today, studying the world. But at the same time, they're remembering Allah in all states. And what this scholar mentioned was that when you combine your studies with the remembrance of Allah, this dhikr will help you. It'll just help channel your thinking. It'll give you sound reasoning. It'll save you from falling off track and, ending up with silly, unnecessary doubts, which pop up sometimes for no reason. I think that's one of the most powerful things you could do, which is dhikr, remembering Allah. And there's something we should be doing in Ramadan anyway, as much as we can.
Oh, we should be doing it all the time.
And by the way, Allama Iqbal, Muhammad Iqbal, he said something amazing. He said, what is the best thing you can study as far as the combination where it comes to combining dhikr and fikr? Dhikr and remembrance of Allah, and thinking and reflecting. You know what it is? What's the best thing you can study when you want to engage in both of these things? Quran, bro. Because the Quran is dhikr.
Yeah.
And it's something that Allah tells us to reflect upon and ponder upon.
Yeah.
And it grows. So it's the best thing any human can study. So also do that. If you're going through secular education, always study the Quran alongside this.
Someone just dropped a beautiful quote here. And I double checked it as well to make sure it's legit.
Because he doesn't trust you guys.
I know, pretty much. It's the internet. Come on. People are in the wild of the internet. Okay, so Lovely Beluga says, I know the name. Lovely Beluga.
Lovely name, Lovely Beluga, mashallah.
Yeah. This is the quote that he wrote. This, knowledge without action is insanity, and action without knowledge is vanity.
This is Einstein. I think this is Einstein.
It's not Einstein.
It is Einstein's quote.
It's not.
Who is it?
It's Ghazali.
He stole it off him.
Yeah, maybe, but it says knowledge, and then I double check to quote, and it goes on further.
But someone ascribed this to Einstein, bro.
I don't know. Knowledge without work is insanity, and work without knowledge is vanity. Know that any science which does not remove you today far from apostasy and does not carry you to obedience will not remove you tomorrow from the fire of hell.
SubhanAllah.
And that's pretty much off the point of what you were just saying now when you were answering that brother's question or sister's question. So yeah, I think we should that's a mic drop moment. I think we should drop it
And
there.
getting quite violent in the question section. Brothers and
I
sisters,
know.
we need
We
need to calm down, brothers and
Habibi,
sisters.
what's going on?
brothers and sisters, it's very important, right? I know we're taking this lightly, but remember, subhanAllah, we may have non-Muslims that come onto watching these streams later on. And remember, your chats, whatever you say is saved. So if on streams that go on YouTube, you can click on a button and it shows all the chats as they were taking place as you're working through the video. So whatever you're writing here is going to be saved. And each time, imagine a non-Muslim reads this, brothers and sisters, and he gets put off. And you're the reason he or she gets put off. We're accountable for that. We're accountable for our words, brothers and sisters. So be very careful, inshallah. Very, very careful.
I think, keyboard warriors, man. People need to relax. Imran, you're getting a video request for your channel. Please upload to your Urdu channel. When's the last time you uploaded Urdu video, man?
It was a long time ago. A couple of months ago. Inshallah, I will, brothers and sisters. It's just those videos take more preparation. Because Urdu is not my first or my second language. It's my second and a half language, third language.
What's your second language? That's what it is.
Punjabi, Urdu, both.
Oh, you're Punjabi boy.
Punjabi and Urdu, yeah. So it is my second language technically, and I don't speak it much. So it takes a bit more preparation, more time, and inshallah, I will make time to do that. Inshallah.
Okay, there's a question here from Safi. I gave dawah to my Hindu friend.
This is the last question, by the way, brothers and sisters, inshallah.
Oh man.
It's the last question.
I gave dawah to my Hindu friend, but he said his family, I couldn't accept him as a Muslim, so what should I tell him?
Repeat that again?
Safi's saying pretty much, he's giving dawah to his Hindu friend, but the issue is, the barrier is that his family aren't going to accept him as a Muslim.
And that's why he's not accepting.
Yeah.
This is very common.
Very common.
But it's very difficult.
Yeah.
SubhanAllah. So there's a few options one can discuss. The first thing you can do is remind them and tell them that, look, Islam is not requiring you to go public with what you believe if it's going to cause you issues and problems, initially at least. And do it with wisdom and do it when the time is right. So someone could be Muslim and they don't have to mention it to anyone. It's between them and Allah, right? Now, obviously, there's leniency when it comes to now them practicing Islam is all depending on the situation and environment. There may be a situation where they can't pray and it's impossible because there's family around it. They find out, they become homeless. So they have to apply wisdom, everything one step at a time, inshallah. But if I was in your place, this is what I would do. If they know Islam is the truth and they know this is from Allah, then looking at their particular situation, if it means that their situation dictates that they could only take the shahada and acknowledge their creator and submit to him, if that's all they can do, then at least do that much. At least do that much, right? And then make dua to Allah that Allah facilitates for them and makes things easy for them. And then take one step at a time, right? So don't let anything be a barrier. When in the da'wah, always try to remove barriers wherever we can, inshallah.
Okay.
Would you add anything to that? From your experience with maybe Chris or someone else?
I mean, it's a case of just getting them to recognize Allah. That's the main thing. And then also providing options to them, saying, look, you don't have to tell your family straight away. No, you could hide it away from them for a certain amount of time. And once you move out, then you could be a full on practicing Muslim. So there's that. The main thing is the main giveaway for that new Muslim within that household when they're hiding their Islam from their family members is that they have to. It's the prayer.
Yeah,
that's the most obvious thing. Someone walks in on you in your room and you're praying. So there's a few delicate areas, obviously, and there are some rulings in place for such people where they may face some sort of violence from a family or they may get flung out, whereby it's allowed for them to pray in places when they in most cases it's forbidden, right? But that's like very, very last resort. That's the last resort.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting someone in timeout again. But yeah, that's what I'm just adding in.
All right, inshallah. So brothers and sisters, Jazakallah khair. What we'll do, inshallah, the intention is that we see you this Friday again. This Friday, if we do go live this Friday, it will be around 4:30 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. inshallah. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't already, subscribe and click the notification bell, because that will make your life much easier as far as following these live streams and finding when we're live. If you have any questions, save them now, inshallah, for Friday, and we'll pick up from there. And may Allah bless you guys. And assalamu alaikum. I hope Ramadan is going well for all of you, inshallah. And may Allah accept from all of you and all of us and make it easy for us. And anything else you guys anyone want to say before we call it a day?
Right. Good. Everyone's tired. They want to wrap up. They want to get ready for iftar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu guys.
I hope no one comes over.
What was that? What you doing?
It's like a yoga.
Ah, yeah, yoga, yeah. What's that? You ought to get yourself a yoga mat. That's not how to give dawah. Learn how to give effective dawah with Sheikh Abdul Rahim Green. Click the link and register today.